Deforestation is becoming more and more visible in deciduous forests all over the world. The disruption from humans is already affecting some species, and there are many projections on how many species will adapt. Hi, I'm Derek Selbach, and today we'll be taking a gander in these temperate deciduous forests. As you can see, it's all around us. The air we live in was once blooming in all forms of life. However, deforestation has been ripping these animals out of their home. Tragic, really. Today we'll be looking a closer look on how deforestation affects these environments and how it may affect these environments in the future. In the eastern United States, deforestation's effect is becoming more and more apparent with the pileated woodpecker. The pileated woodpecker would have to compete harder to gain territory of dead trees, which is currently the preferable area for the pileated woodpecker. Perhaps we will see a pileated woodpecker with a longer beak to specialize in ground grubs. Such a woodpecker could even adopt comfortability to the fields and search for worms. In order for new traits to be prominent, they will have to compete with others. Although the number of temperate deciduous forests being cut down is declining, mankind is still disrupting nature with highways, air traffic, and the growing of towns. Even though humans don't cut down these forests all that much anymore, pileated woodpeckers rely on old growth forests, which take decades to reform. When it comes to the hard facts, in 2016, global tree cover loss reached a record of 73.4 million acres. And thousands of animals are losing their homes each year due to this. Due to deforestation, the woodpecker will change through natural selection in order to survive and reproduce. One of the most historic examples comes in the form of moths. Moths in England were originally a white speckled colour, in order to blend well in with the trees. This would allow the moths to stay hidden from birds and other predators, and ultimately allow them to survive. This is working well for the moths up until about around 1860, when the moths were faced with the challenges of the Industrial Revolution. Instead of a white speckled colour of the trees, they turned into black speckled colour, so the white speckled moths stuck out like a sore thumb to predators. The white moths died out, and the darker speckled moths were the only ones that could survive and reproduce. This is an example of natural selection. However, the moths would change again due to the Clean Air Act. The Clean Air Act cleaned up a lot of pollution in the air, causing trees to be white again. The same process took place, and soon enough, the white speckled moths became common again. Our woodpeckers will also be facing their own problems. Woodpeckers rely on rotten trees for the source of food, and due to deforestation, these woodpeckers will have to change. Some common trees found in these forests are maple, beech, and oak. Now, the temperate forests are in regions that are neither too hot nor too cold. The largest temperate deciduous forest is in the eastern part of North America, which was almost completely deforested by 1850 for agricultural purposes. Now, the temperate deciduous forests are organized into 5 zones based on height of trees. From tallest to shortest, there are the stratum zone, the small tree and sapling zone, the shrub zone, the herb zone, and the ground zone. The coldest temperatures in temperate deciduous forest range from 37 degrees to 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Deciduous trees in these forests drop their leaves in fall and regrow them in spring. The trees in temperate deciduous forests are angiosperms, meaning they have flowers and produce seeds. Besides the eastern part of North America, the other largest areas of temperate deciduous forest are in Europe, East Asia, the Near East, and South America. Throughout natural selection, the woodpeckers took 3 different forms. Each stage had a different sized beak. The woodpecker with the smallest sized beak, as you can see here, was the original form of the woodpecker, but due to deforestation and its new food source, it was unable to survive and reproduce. This here is the second form of the woodpecker. It has a medium-sized beak relative to the other 2 forms. It was able to outcompete the smallest-sized woodpecker, but then again, it was unable to survive due to the other woodpeckers sucking up the food source. And here is the final form. As you can see, it has a significantly larger beak due to the other 2. This allows it to beat the other 2 in a race for the food source. The large beak allows it to swoop up large amounts of food at once. The other 2 forms eventually died out, leaving us with the woodpecker you see here. In conclusion, deforestation will continue to be a major factor in temperate deciduous forests. One way we know this will continue is by looking at the past. On screen, you will see a chart showing the decline in hectares between deciduous forests and tropical forests. For reference, 1 hectare is approximately 2.5 acres. By looking at the chart, you can see how rapid the decline in temperate deciduous forest is. This would ultimately wind up taking the woodpecker's source of food, and it will have to adapt properly. The second thing you'll see on screen is a map of the United States. The green areas represent old-growth forests and unceded land. The pink is old-growth forests, and finally the blue is unceded land. You should take careful notice how just in the US, the once rich forests are now being trimmed down to basically nothing.